jump into the game. Our first game here for the Chinese Div 1 Summer Tour for the DPC. The last tour. Every team gonna have to put it all to get into that top 4. And, you know, a lot of these teams gunning for that #1 just to get the points. Again, we've talked about this a while ago, but the point situation in China, very rocky. Despite having those 4 slots, I believe there's no team in the current top 12 for the points right now. So the Tour and the Bali Major counting for a lot more for all of the teams in this region.
Yeah, they definitely need to get higher on the major. That's how I see it, right? Like, obviously, I think winning the Tour is just as many points, if not even more, right? Like, it's a lot of points if you're top 1 in the region. So that's what you're aiming for. But then again, I want these teams. I can't care about that. Just want these teams to do well at the major. Like, so far, we've had 2 majors with the same grand finals. Both of them had Western European teams. I'm from VU, right? And I'm hating it. Like, come on, give me some diversity here, man. It's 2023. I want to see some China on Western Europe action, or China on NA. Something like that, top 4.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because I feel like this pattern kind of continued before the last TI as well, where Thunder was kind of looking hot, although it wasn't as dominant for a lot of the teams in the majors there. But it does feel like we've seen a little bit of this pattern of very specific teams shining and others still kind of adapting, maybe trying to catch up to those leaders as Flyfly just falls down.
Okay.
Managed to get a really good kill already. It's that level 1 flame break, the harassment out from Kaka. Not much Mercy can do. He goes for the level 1 Thunder Strike, so can only try to harass back, but can't drag them away. That's a big setback. It's like a huge opening for JT though.
Yeah, because
just getting that.
It's a different lane. Like we talked about it. You picked the Slark into the bat, but the bat isn't going sticky napalm. So what's Slark gonna do to him? You're still going to hit him from distance. Like usually this lane would have been a menace for a bat rider, but no longer is it. Like it's much simpler. We'll see as the levels progress. But even Disruptor going for Thunderstrike, not going for Glimpse in the laning stage. I guess it's because of the... Is it nerfed? Like I'm looking at it. Well, a little bit,
I guess. The damage was taken out a bit, right? The minimum damage just a tiny bit, and the max damage tweaked down as well. So you're not able to harass back and forth as much. It feels like this change for universal hero type as well is one thing that really sets some of these heroes apart, right? Like just having all of this base damage on hand is massive as they managed to find the pickoff on Frisk down bot. So every lane so far looking great for the side of XG. Just seizing these opportunities. Like this is a lane that we didn't talk quite as much about, but dropping low again on Flyfly, getting run down with a Firefly, and Flyfly gets flown down.
Yeah.
It's, again, just no glimpse to protect, not in range for the connect field to cut off.
And the lanes aren't looking that great for Piggy Killer. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And bottom lane, Alchemist, yeah, a little bit behind on the CS, but they did get the kill on CM. On top lane, they killed Slark twice now. I can't see this lane getting any easier for him because Batrider already has a ring of health. Obviously, you're controlling the Lotus pool as you're pushing in the lane. It's just looking really damn good. And CM again, she's dead. I really like what they did. When I was looking at the draft, I was thinking, yeah, Mirana plus Alchemist should be the lane. Like you have a much better setup for your arrow, even though they're not building, they're not even skilling it. But it's not even about the arrow. It's about just Mirana being one of the best right clickers in the game early on. Like you talked about Universal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they get Mercy.
Yeah, this is Universal killing. But yeah, the Universal type just it's overwhelming the amount of damage they've got.
It hits different, right? It hits different. Universal.
For sure.
Yeah. Look at Slark trying to just stay around. Yeah.
He can't. This is not a fun time for the side of Piggy Killer at all. I think the only lane that's been going well is that mid, which we haven't looked at, but you are having a spectacular time here for XM, as you'd expect for this matchup. that feels like the only shining point. Like, this sacrifice for the sidelines is too much as Kaka does get glimpsed back, but Flyfly's not safe. They find that kill in the Lion. Flyfly leaps away, but the right click's enough. JT.
Once again.
Third kill.
Yeah, maybe a double kill here. Let's see. He's going in.
He's got the damage.
Yeah, he does.
Where is he? Yeah, one more right click. Two more.
Sticks. There's Thunderstrike.
Fortify to keep the creep wave. One more. One more. There you go. JT. What a madman showing us. Look, have you seen his damage as the levels go up? He went from like 50 at level 1, 60 by level 3, 70 damage swing by 5.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's quite a bit, yeah. It's quite a bit. And he's got like 1,400 gold now to work with as well. Moves back, I believe those should be arcanes for him if he wishes to purchase them. Yeah, he has the boots at least. You mentioned mid lane though. Like this top lane and bottom lane aside. Actually, never mind. Bottom lane Ghost might be in problems.
They're jumping down. They drag Mercy down here to try to get this movement out onto Ghost. They've got the output, but Mercy's dropping low. Right clicks from DY under the acid spray is just a bit too much. They do manage to pin down Ghost in the end. Mercy still stands in the pit, in the spray. Huh? So they find the trade Ghost probably happy. I mean, not that happy, but he finds something.
I mean, he didn't find anything. Like Mercy found him. He was trying to juke the Mirana. He had to move back a little bit so that the Mirana doesn't get the kill, and then he just, I don't know. I think he was fine. He didn't have to go in, but okay, Ghost just getting kills beyond the grave feels good, man. But let's go to the Omni Knight. What's happening, Mr. XM? I want to see the moves. I want to see the Omni Knight do stuff. Like, they really secured his lane hard. When it comes to securing the runes, also he did well versus the Emperor. Paparazzi definitely didn't have a good time. He's had to TP back, use the Remnant to come into the lane. He takes a ton of damage just from Hammer. And look at that, 3 heroes on the mid lane.
Yeah, just to give that strong start. Can they catch Paparazzi? He still has Remnants. Frostbite up, but no follow through.
Stat again.
Managed to dance around. Flyfly again up top while they're making that move. Again, they leave the Slark alone. I mean, to help mid to try to find that kill. They don't find the kill.
Yeah, because
and they lose their Slark again.
Yeah, because you're losing every lane, so you're trying to at least do something on the mid lane. Like bottom lane isn't doing well, top lane isn't doing well. Basically, in some games you have to decide, yeah, like, we're not winning this, we're already far behind, let's try and do what we can elsewhere. That's mid. But Ember is not an easy one to kill at the moment.
Just a bit too slippery. You don't have that static storm, not even close to it, for Mercy to have that solid lockdown to deal with Paparazzi. They are getting a solid push off with XM down mid though. They should be able to at least get some good chip damage out, but Kaka comes in. They've got the stuns if they want to play, but they figure Omni Knight a little bit too tanky. Not going to bother as they are actually switching Flyfly bot. So they drag Flyfly down bot to just have a better lane up against Ghost. At least get some room to farm, but he is bottom network core. He's only 400 gold above Kaka on the support line, on the Slark.
I mean,
that's not good news.
That's usually not good news, yeah. Meanwhile, Batrider is 4.3k with Vanguard and Arcane Boots already. He took down your tier 1. There's the roar. They
catch Ghost. He does not have his ult, but he has TPs coming in to help. DY already there to space Ava out. Might be able to catch him out if they do connect, but Kaka not quite fast enough to catch up with Ava. Although they turn around, Mercy, they were trying to flank from behind. They get the stun, acid spray damage is great. Melts them down, Flyfly rotating in as well. They do drag XM, intercepting Ghost. Find some punishment, DD on XM. A nice tree man stun though, from Kaka.
Yeah, but there's a Hammer.
A Hammer and a couple of right clicks in the axis. The neutral? No.
Yeah.
Not in their side. Find some punishment.
Yeah, like overall, they did take down the Alchemist and the Lion. They did use almost every single... No, they used every single hero to do that. But they needed to. They needed to make these crazy 5-man rotations just to come back into the match somehow. Like, just staying in the lanes and farming isn't gonna cut it anymore. Like, 3k isn't a huge advantage, but you just can't stand against these heroes. That's the problem. And you need to make these rotations also to shut down the Alchemist, who's also got quite a bit of stacks in the triangle, by the way. So he can just go and do that whenever he wishes that he's capable. Like, probably once he gets the Radiance or at least the Relic.
Yeah. It's going to be a big timing once that's up here for Ghost. And they haven't been able to scout that here on the side of Piggy Killer. Moonlight to cover JT TPing in. A lasso out. Fly. Caught out. With the arrow on top as well. And just some great punishment. JT's been left alone up top. He's just ramping up, man, on his farm. I mean, he's keeping pace with his Alchemist. That's kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well that Alchemist enables you to do, and that's just be left unchecked on the offlane, because you know they're going to be hunting down my Alchemist. It's fine, I can do whatever. Frisk, Impale, but no arrow follow-up, no mana on the Mirana. He needs the bat. Yeah, he needs the bat. Yo, bro, give me some arcane boots.
Yeah, just running up. You know, it took me a while to realize that Lion Shard works with his level 15 talent. So you can actually mana drain restore and also offensively mana drain as well when there are enemy heroes. That's actually really, really funny. It's actually, I think Lion Shard is kind of underrated. Like, I personally really enjoy just rushing Shard on line, but I'm keen to see if that's something Kaka goes for. It acts as a battery for some of these heroes. A smoke out from Piggy Killer, though, trying to get offensive once more with XM and Frisk. Kaka, not a bad target. Should be fairly simple as well as they jump in. Get the Crystal Nova, get the hammer off as well. Flooding up, he's stunned just to clear the creep wave instead.
Yep.
And they find a nice simple kill.
Yeah, it's one of those deaths that you tend to make as a sport, right? Like you try to get a little bit more expo on the safe lane, you try to prevent them from pushing it that fast. But Omni Knight is very quickly moving back to mid lane. He had that haste rune, the best rune I feel like for Omni to get.
Yeah, he just does so much with that additional move speed. Like, this hero just wants to chase you down, wants to get the purification off. I mean, you don't have that. You don't have your AoE slow anymore. So, you know, you just need more speed. Keep catching up.
No more degen aura.
No more degen aura. He's not a degen
He's not
anymore.
a degen anymore.
Yeah, he's just pure Omni Knight now. Why would someone so pure have a degenerate aura? Well, not degenerate, but, you know, degen. They do find mercy.
Because he uses Reddit. That's why.
He's a Redditor. That makes more sense.
He does look like your casual Redditor, I feel like. I don't know.
Is that a compliment? Because I feel like Omniant looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, he does.
No?
But just add a couple of pounds to him. Like, I'm being mean. I've used Reddit forever. So,
we're Redditors.
Yeah.
We're all Redditors. So we're all making some self-depreciating jokes here. The Radiance is not self-depreciating from Ghost, as he should be able to farm up now, maybe reach in. They've already cleared out the stacks. Just to be able to ramp up from here as they do Moonlight Shadow onto the mid. There's a little bit of a movement out here from Piggy Killer, but don't overcommit. Although JT could find something juicy. And Frisk is going to be Lasso even expended just to find that kill. Just a guarantee. No shenanigans, just a nice straightforward pickup. DY to take it. And the farm distribution still from XG it's still rather impressive that JT's up there. I mean, you are suffering on paparazzi, to be fair, but in context, he is the lowest net worth core on XG, but he's tied in with the other cores of Piggy Killer.
Yeah, they are finding some farm, and here comes the smoke. They have Static Storm, and they have Roar, so this might become a kill on anyone. Sadly, Mirana is right there. Is there a glimpse?
Man, just to break that. Does get trapped. They will be able to find that Mirana kill. Again, every little pickoff does count. You are getting some activity out from Fly as well. He's getting some permanent agi going early on. XM diving pretty far forward.
Paparazzi, yeah, he has to be careful. There we go. Remnants away. Like you said, XM just diving, and he can't do that. At the moment, Xtreme Gaming, even though they're ahead, it doesn't feel like they have what it takes to fight into the Omni, or the Roar, or the Static Storm. So what they have to do is probably resort to some Mirana ulti into making a quick pick off with the finger. Like the finger is off cooldown in 3 seconds. We'll see if they decide to smoke up with that. If they want to make a play, that's how they do it. Because I don't think you're taking, even though like we talked about, you won the lanes. I don't think you're taking these fights and winning them head on.
No, you have a lot of tools left for Piggy Killer. They are clumping up, but they're not going for that smoke play just yet. Light Shadow a little bit off until its cooldown's up as well.
There's a Hawk straight above them. The way they're positioning is more like, yeah, we don't have to make moves. Let's just protect our protect our Alchemist instead. That also makes sense. They stood around that triangle for quite a long time, but Ghost is moving into. Let's see. Will Beast go there? No, they're just farming the triangle, the jungle.
Just getting that build up. I've seen a few of these offlaners now rush this Octarine as all you're taught in that one is Piggy Killers sneaking in for a smoke. We've got that Arcane Rune bottled up on XM.
Nice Mirana ult.
Got the Dominator creep, but the Mirana ult does break and Paparazzi spots them out. Not going to be able to get as much action off of that smoke. Awkward position.
Saw the Mirana though.
Catches DY. Should be able to find something, although the Pavis does hold him back.
They're going in.
And a good stun from Kaka, and onto one. Can they find the isolation they want? Big plump up coming out from Piggy Killer. Huge static storm coming out as they managed to catch out Ghost. They managed to burst him down. BKB doesn't fly on. Wi-Fi still chasing for more. Big carry of XG gone. They get the finger kill though onto XM, and that clears out a big obstacle. No Heavenly Grace. No Guardian Angel to worry about. It's Flyfly now stuck in the middle of 3 heroes. The burn damage from JT, overwhelming. And they still managed to find that trade. Alchemist sacrificed the 3 in exchange.
Yeah, they got a ton of gold out of the Alchemist. But like you said, 3 in exchange. And because of that, it's kind of fine. Like you're an Alchemist, you're going to respawn. You'll just continue ramping up that farm. You made a mistake. Like he ran in without popping the BKB. I'm not sure what the case what the reasoning behind that was, because we are playing into the Beastmaster. If you don't pop that BKB, I mean, if you pop it, you're gonna get roared. If you don't pop it, you're gonna get roared and killed. So Mirana dies.
They get a simple pick off onto DY, just poking a little bit far forward. A 16-8, and despite maybe a little bit of an awkward position for Ghost, XG still really in a very good position this game, despite a little bit more showing out from Piggy Killer as Paparazzi just plays poke a little bit. If you're on the side of Piggy Killer, right, you're seeing some glimpses of hope, some good signs of a fight back. What do they have to do to kind of reel this back into an even state?
Just play around the Omni, I would say. It's not that easy. Play around the Omni and the strength that he provides you with. He's got that... what's he building into? Let's see. If he buys the Harpoon, he's got enough gold. Or if he goes for the Shard. Like, he's going for one or the other. Like, with the Omni, you can sustain yourself in fights as long as he's not the one picked off. So you can play around that. But your main pick-off potential, obviously, does come from the Beastmaster. Like the roar into Disruptor ulti and stuff. I have to admit one thing, though. Even if they take these fights, I'm not sure just how strong they are any longer. Because there's this BKB Radiance on Alchemist Timer. More or less, XG is ready. Meanwhile, if you're Piggy Killer, I feel like you've already reached that point in game in which you just have to wait for Slark to come online.
It's like what you said from the draft. Like, Slark can handle the matchup, but it takes a lot of farm. And the Alch just hits those item timings a lot quicker, so you're ending up having to stall, which just leads the Alch kind of building up more if it's not shut down. Find the free objective down mid. Smoke doesn't quite line up for XG. Piggy Killer, though, in a position to punish if they find an angle down south, but not going to push too far forward. Side of XG starting to invade that top. Wi-Fi could be a juicy target. The scan does spot. TPs do come in. Can they punish? They've got Glimpse ready. Glimpse back onto JT. Held in. Static Storm drop as well, but he got the lasso off before anything else. Arrow connects onto Flyfly as well. Shadow Dance up in the nick of time, taking care of Kaka before the finger can fly through. But they're still going. Firefly's not safe. And still going to melt to the right clicks of JT with a Firefly running. And they find more to punish from Piggy Killer, though. They already took care of the Ember down bot as well. Getting that push out. Doesn't look like it. So they find 2 for 1. You do lose Fly, but you get a pretty juicy kill on Paparazzi.
It's a juicy kill. Like, it's good. Also, Fly was involved in both of those, right? So he did get gold, assist gold and kill gold. Do I think it's that great overall? I don't, because Alchemist is still ramping up. He's still the one farming. He's got his Hyperstone now. He's getting into AC closer and closer. He's not really far away from it. Once he gets the AC, Rosh opens up. Like, you have a medallion on Mirana going into Solar Crest. We're going to have, I don't know, AC, and even with the medallion, that's more than enough damage to take down, get that Aegis, and then just dominate the map off of it. But first, Tormentor.
Yeah. Group together, and the support's dropping a little bit low, but should be able to find it no problem. DY will receive that with the little Sagan farts, I believe is what we've been calling them.
Sagan farts?
Do come out.
Okay.
Yeah, little farts that she gets out when she leaps, I guess. It's not something I want to think about the implication lore-wise. Rather interesting implications there.
It feels like some Jenkins lore for Mirana.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Very Jenkins-esque. Tried to group up. Honestly, I would have preferred the line, although they actually just lasso up this Ancient Creep. You don't really care. You've got Octarine.
Well, you don't care if you die.
He does get glimpsed back. Now you're going to care. Freezing Field on point from Frisk. Not quite enough damage yet. They will eventually find JT with that massive streak. Guardian Angel up as well to cover the retreat. They have no way of chasing forward.
Ghost?
We'll hang around though. The midnight. And they do manage to get the Harpoon usage onto Ghost. Dropping low. Still has a little bit of that Chemical Rage left, but the damage coming through. Can they kill him? Yes, they can. Clear him out.
Paparazzi's here.
They are still dropping low. Paparazzi's here for the cleanup. Finds 3. Gets the chains out onto XM. Wants Fly, has the DD running. He's just going to be able to chop right through
Ultra
with control. An Ultra not going to be able to find a Rampage. No remnants left, but they recover. XG, a little bit of an awkward start, but they make it work.
And that's insane. Like, off of the fight that looked as bad as it did they in the end get an Ultra kill? The amount of damage that Alchemist managed to dish out just before he died, with the unstable concussion radius, like plus 125, hit a couple of heroes together with Acid Spray, the Radiance. It looked like he was doing nothing. It looked like he was hitting nothing, but he did dish out a bit of damage in the end there, like 2.5k, which enabled Ember to come in and clean house. But I'm still surprised. I'm still surprised he managed to do so much. I guess the DD did help out a bit. Fly.
No, try to get another chase down onto that Sark. A good arrow connects to just stall a bit, but no follow through just yet. Lasso is ready. They've got the Hex out. They lasso XM instead. Static Storm's there to pin them down. JT again stuck in the middle of this with no protection. Does fall, but here comes Ghost. Finger out onto the Disruptor. They find that kill onto Mercy. The War's out onto Ghost, but Paparazzi is here for the cleanup. The damage coming out from XM is substantial, but not enough to save Ava. It's a 2 for 2 once more.
2 for 2, but Slark is going in.
Oh, Fly. Coming back in. The Pavi's there to remove some of that damage just for a bit with a barrier. Can't follow through arrow. Not going to connect from a mile away. Little Harpoon down. They want this kill on Ghost. They're forcing this issue. He's dropping low. No Chemical Rage. He's gone. Paparazzi forced on to retreat. No remnants left. Awkward position. There is a pounce left in Fly.
Any Harpooners? No, 5 seconds cooldown still.
Not quite there.
Slark is hunting though. It's going from behind. But yeah, they decide not to go for any more. Do you have the same feeling like I do when it comes to Xtreme Gaming? It's like, I'm not sure if it's pure madness or if they're gonna own the fight. The way, if it's pure cockiness or if it's all calculated. Because it's always on the line for me, it feels like, for them. I feel every single fight they engage, they should lose, but then they somehow at least make it work. However, I'm not sure if somehow making it work, it cuts it any longer. Like we talked about the Slark, eventually he takes over. If you lose this Aegis too, and this is a huge win for Piggy Killer. PK. They are 10k behind, but they're not in a bad position in this game.
Well, they've got this opening for Roche. They've got the damage. They've got a lot of presence. They've got the sustain to clear that's out. There is a smoke play out from XG. It does feel like they might be they are definitely too late for the Roche. Will go away, but will they take that fight? They've got Lasso back up. Feels like JT without a BKB is a little bit of an easy target. You see the Lotus is going down. Lasso instantly onto that Beastmaster, taking the roar away. No arrow connection. Backline is being jumped already. They managed to find Kaka. Can they find more? BKB already popped out from Paparazzi. The leap connects onto DY. Guardian Angel to stop Ghost from doing damage here. The CM just allowed to dance in the middle. The stun does fly through. Risk,
Ghost.
That's a fall, but Ghost just kind of, he's getting kited around.
Lost the BKB.
He can't jump up.
Yeah.
No BKB, no protection.
Glimpse.
Nothing to play with. Paparazzi
nice
dodges that glimpse beautifully with a sleight of fist. So again, just on edge, but Fly, he's got his own harpoon. He's got pouncing a little bit here. Gets the harpoon, gets the damage. Connect with the pounce. Doesn't manage to. Paparazzi, still no remnant for a few seconds though. And another harpoon out. Paparazzi falls. All the harpoons. It feels like a fish with a harpoon in real life would probably be a very scary story for all of us.
Fish with the harpoon, yeah. It's payback time, bitch.
Oh man, it's still on edge though, isn't it, Lizard? Like, XG is jumping in, but it doesn't feel like their toolkit's quite there.
I don't feel like it's on the edge anymore. I feel like this game is out of their control at the moment, and they're the ones that have to make the right moves to come back in it. It can't be on the edge any longer, that's what I'm saying. Like, from this point onwards, if it's on the edge, it's because they have to make it on the edge just to be able to somehow scrape a fight. Oh. Look at this bat.
JT, he does manage to get the lasso off here. Drags Fly back, but doesn't have follow through this time.
Ton of damage.
Still does substantial damage.
Yeah. Ton of damage, but not enough. I don't know, like Alchemist, he will be doing the Nullifier build. Disassemble the Radiance into the Nullifier next. He does have a Blink Dagger, so kiting him will be a little bit more difficult in the next fights.
Yeah, should be. It's a good solution as well to that Guardian Angel coming through as well, at the least. Can get some damage out with a little bit more time on your Chemical Rage for Ghost. It does feel like one big thing is just JT not having his BKB. I think that's also impacted XG massively, just losing your Batrider initiation as they get the glimpse back, and Kaka not able to force that out. That net field is going to fall, but does manage to get the finger off first. Get some damage out for the team. No follow through just yet. The shard is there from Fly. Has managed to bail out.
He still had the Aegis for what? Right? He still had
2.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
So killing the Slark was probably not going to happen. Killing the Omni Knight without killing the Slark that has a shard is also not going to happen, as they're saving one another. If you go too deep without the BKB on Ember, you're going to get static stormed. So they truly didn't have a lot of options left there. Slark is hunting.
He's hunting. Not going to be able to connect to anything just yet. And XG, after a strong start, I mean, they give some openings out to Piggy Killer, and Piggy Killer strikes back with vengeance. All of a sudden, Fly looking like something they just can't deal with. They're chasing for more. They see the fire trail from JT, and they get the harpoon. They get the glimpse back as well. JT, still no protection on that Batrider. Pounce does not quite connect, but lasso out as well, just to stall for time. No backup.
He's got force. He's got force. He should be able to blink out now. Yeah.
Below, blinks out as well. Fly still on the chase. Has the harpoon with the pounce. He connects it, and he keeps that chase. Glimpse back. They lock in JT, and they even drop the static storm just to make sure.
Yeah, but they do lose.
Takes a while, but they find it.
Yeah, they do lose the CM and the Beastmaster. Let's see. The CM should follow. Yeah. So. Okay, Xtreme Gaming, they did utilize the space that JT made them. Like, he did create a ton of space with the Batrider. The chase took way longer than necessary. The Beastmaster and the CM, because of that, got caught on the other side of the map. So, nicely done by Xtreme Gaming. Let's say if they didn't do this move, suddenly you have a Slark with an Aegis, you don't have a Batrider, and they're pushing in your mid lane. So it would have forced a buyback from the Batrider.
It's stalling for time from Xtreme Gaming. And we talked a little bit on what Piggy Killer had to do, and they definitely followed through on that. If you're on Xtreme Gaming's end now, Lizard, what's the game plan to kind of simplify this game or try to get... I mean, they have the gold advantage. It just doesn't feel like they've got the advantage in kind of taking these engagements head on. Like, well, what's the strategy now?
I guess it should be like this. Just split them. Try to take these fights in an advantageous positions or in like numerical advantage. Like if you can fight 3 versus 5 or something, 5 versus 3 that is, or something like that. Just get these pick-offs. You need to, in a fight right now, it's very difficult for you to get the proper pick-offs 5v5 because you're playing versus Omni and Slark. And there's also Disruptor, by the way. I believe that's a full Agonist flying over. So Mercy has got that too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's just a ton of things coming together for Piggy Killer. Still, though, I guess if you're fighting head-on, you have the Blink now, and Alchemist the Nullifier is flying out, so you have both of those. By the way, he didn't disassemble Radiance. He went full Nullifier with the Radiance. So ton of bonus damage coming from Ghost. Let's see.
Yeah, I think smoke out from Piggy Killer, trying to find that flank. Good scan to spot them on the high ground here as well. Just needs the angle in. Fly rushes in first, gets a harpoon onto Kaka. Force staff to save. Hex is out as well as Paparazzi wants to find someone back. They get the control. Fly. Not that safe. Roar out onto Ghost to fall for time. Another pounce onto Kaka. Is he going to be able to find a kill? Yes, he can. Death Shroud comes in as well. They do manage to pull up Paparazzi, trying to clear out the side. And now they're in a position for Piggy Killer to get even more as JT's just left all alone, taken away. And that's not a fight where XG managed to split up Piggy Killer at all. Piggy Killer on the initiative finds that open.
They did kind of split them. I just think they did it with wrong players. Ember went in the back. He was hunting down Disruptor. So the Static Storm wasn't really that effective versus Alchemist. But then again, like you kind of want that Static Storm to connect on the Ember anyway. So Mercy, he caught the Ember that was catching him, I guess, with the Static Storm. Meanwhile, Slark was wreaking havoc in the backlines. I think maybe it should be the other way around. Maybe Alchemist should be jumping the Disruptor, because with the BKB and the Unstable Concussion, like he can kill him off.
All the harpoons coming out. We'll try to get some punishment on this push as they find 2 melee racks and they get the control. Paparazzi back up. Zip around. No Static Storm to worry about just yet, but he does get rooted up. Does have the BKB to bail out in the nick of time. Can they find any punishment? They got the blink forward. Double stun up, but Ghost not going to risk it. Down 1 full racks mid with a creep wave pushing in and the melee down bot. A big swing for Piggy Killer. If you look at that graph here, Lizard, that is quite the bounce back. Xtreme at some point had, well, not the biggest win probability their way, but certainly a massive advantage all the way down now for Piggy Killer.
Yeah, it's your Alchemist effect, right? Like, it can always, not always, but very often it can be very deceiving. Like, you think that you're in a lead, you have a lot of gold, but suddenly he's a big-ass piñata. And all it takes is a couple of kills on him to switch the game. I don't think... okay, Ghost did feed a couple of times, like, in some... yeah, not the best ways, right? Like, he got picked off before using BKB. But I don't think it was necessarily just on him. I think they were very cocky in the mid-game, and now they're paying the price. But they are smoking up.
Oh, and the Moonlight. They've got a bit of a flank seeing that courier here. They have vision from the side of Piggy Killer, knowing a play is up. Just need to find the angle. Ghost channels up the Unstable Concoction. Can he get the jump?
He didn't?
No, he doesn't. Yeah. Piggy Killer being really patient. See them finally reveal themselves. But it's XG that doesn't feel safe coming in. They know there's so much counterplay coming out from Piggy Killer. But the Ags from Mercy just ruining a lot.
The creeps are giving a lot of info. They're hitting Mirana.
Spotting with a creep. They're going to jump in. Slowly make their way up. Glimpse back. Instantly catching JT with a Static Storm as well. With that simple kill. Fly jumps for more. Harpoon dodged out. Does manage to catch Conka, force staff up in the high ground. Get the TP out on some of those heroes. We'll have to sacrifice the supports.
And the gem as well. Taken, and the glimpse on the Mirana.
Glimpse back in the nick of time.
Triple.
Get the punishment onto DY.
Straight into the
rush.
Yeah. Tell me, John, how many times does it happen that creeps win the game for you? Because that's what happened right there.
I don't think it happens too often, but when it does, it always feels good. The team that gets the creeps working their way and feels terrible for the other team. Like they were holding that position such a long time on XG, and patience from Piggy Killer eventually just punished them. Aegis up now on Fly, Cheese on XM. There is still a tier 2 protecting top from the Megas. So, you know, it's still a little bit more time that XG has to play here, but I don't know, like, I'm not seeing a straightforward way of breaking up these fights anymore. It just, it feels like after that big spike they had, after this strong start from every lane except maybe mid, just some of these aggressive plays, that punishment you mentioned, it's the pinata, like you said, and I don't think you can kind of recover. I mean, it feels almost impossible unless, again, we see Piggy Killer kind of fragment themselves. You've got the full Scotty now for Fly as well. Even more healing mitigation onto Ghost, just not that durable on the Al.
Yeah, from some things in life, you never truly recover, you know. From some games and some plays, you also never truly recover. So they're in that spot. It's still, maybe there's this crazy off chance that Alchemist jumps the right targets, blows them up with the nullifier and the swift blink attack speed damage, right? Like it's possible, but very highly unlikely when you have all these saves on the enemy side. There we go.
Last one back. They grab up Beastmaster. Static Storm does catch Paparazzi, and the Pounce is there to follow through. They've got Guardian Angel running as well.
It's just the CM.
I'm not able to lock anyone. Gets forward up. They find a CM, but it costs a lot of spells. You're dropping low on Ghost.
Nice arrow.
Managing to leave the area with a good arrow to cover. Paparazzi instantly jumping back in. Wants Ava dead. Should be able to find it eventually does find a JT to fall as the sacrifice. The glimpse is back. Fly, he finds a trade. Them gets the hammer out. Aegis is pop. They get two big cores. Alec doesn't have that chemical rage for a while. Fortify is there to stall.
Yeah, they have buyback.
XG.
They have buyback on Ember, right? So if they wanted to defend this, they could buy him back. Let's see.
Not the option. I know a lot of these spells are down, but it feels like if they wait too long, Static Storm's just going to be back up on Mercy. And that defense is just a little bit harder once more. Fly. Actually going forward.
Harpooners?
Catches out Taka. Harpooners. Doing a lot. The revenge of the fish. It's very scary when it jumps out. Because XM jumps in as well. Static Storm just catching out Taka. They will find that kill. Buyback still available. Does force it out. Tier 3 falls. Fly. Playing poke and tag. Times the dispel really well, but the arrow, the control is there to stave off that push, but he's fine. XM just running up, hammer down. Hammer dropped onto the head of DY. And this is just ridiculous.
Okay.
Piggy Killer.
JT, he's on the hunt on the sideline. Look, maybe he can catch. Yo, can you drag heroes over defender's gate? I wonder. Let's see it. Lasso. Never mind.
Whoa. They managed to get the dispel off. They get some control onto Fly. They're actually finding a lot of control. The Roar does interrupt. The Finger doesn't do that much. Now the Guardian Angel's up. Ghost has the chemical rage, but isn't healing through at all.
No buyback.
Does fall. No buyback. 90 seconds gone. They find Conka as well with his own dieback. And the GG is called. Piggy Killer rising up from a really rough laning stage, punishing some over-aggression from XG. Our contenders from Div 2 already sending a message in his first game, Lizard.
Yeah, it is. It is only first.